Hello geometry students, Mr. Owsley back with another video. What I'm going to do today is just go over some stuff. Again, it's from chapter 3 of first semester. How you take geometric figures with algebraic expressions in them, and figure out what these missing variables are and what the measures of the missing angles are as well. So I'm going to try to roll through about 4, maybe 5 of these problems, and then whatever we don't get to on the video, you guys will do the rest for homework. So we're talking like 5, 6 problems max. So let's get to it. So on the previous sheet above it, it says what you're supposed to do. So it says like find the value of x and all the missing angles. It's pretty much the same directions every single time. So I'm going to try not to go back and forth between the two. So let's start with number 1, okay? Number 1 basically gives you a triangle, and it says find the value of x and all the missing angles inside that triangle. You guys might not be seeing it very well, so I'm going to really blow this thing up. There you go. I think you guys can see that one now. So if we're trying to figure out what the value of x is, we got to think, what do we know about the angles in a triangle? They add up to 180 degrees. So all we got to do is say, take 5x plus 3 plus 13x plus 29 plus 22 plus 3x and set it equal to 180. So I'm going to try to do this over here on the side. So 13x plus 29. You know what? I'm going to write it vertically. Yeah? So the like terms are easier to combine. Plus 22 plus 3x. I'm going to put the 22 here with the constant. And the 3x here, plus 5x plus 3. All right? That equals 180 degrees. So here's what we do. Combine all your x's. So 13 plus 3 is 16. 16 plus 5 is 21, those are our x's. And then 29, I'm going to skip down here. 29 plus 3 is 32. 32 plus 22 is 54. Equals 180. Let's see if you guys can see that. Looks pretty clear to me. Then we got a pretty simple equation to solve. Minus 54. Minus 54. 21x is equal to, all right, so 180 minus 50 is 130. Take away 4 more, you get 126. And by no means do you guys have to do this all in your head. You got calculators, feel free to use them. $21 thankfully goes into 126 6 times exactly. So there we go. We found the value of x. It's 6. Now, that's not the only thing the questions are asking for. They're asking for the value of each angle as well. So here's what you do. You take the 6 that you got here, and you plug them in for the x's in each separate angle variable expression. So this is 13 times 6 plus 29. That's the degree measure of this angle up here. So that's 78 plus 29. You should get 90 plus 17. That should be 107 degrees. So you got x equals 7, but you also have a 107 degree angle up here. Do the same thing for the others. This is 22 plus 3 times 6. So that's 22 plus 18. That's 40. Okay, so we've got a 40 degree angle as well. The last one, 5x plus 3, is 5 times 6 plus 3. That's 30 plus 3, it's 33. Okay, so recognize, that's our answer. Not just x equals 6, but you need the degree measures of the other parts of the triangle to fully answer the question. Let's check out some more. All right, I like this one. This one is number 4. All right, number 4. So number 4 is asking us to do the exact same thing. Find the value of the variable a, and then find the value of the two angles that are unknown. So tell me, what do you know about two angles that are separated? Okay, so we have a line with a ray that's basically emanating from the line. It's just being dropped down here. We have a linear pair. Linear pairs add up to 180 degrees. Half a circle is 180 degrees. So those two angles together, 5a plus 30 plus 7a minus 12, those are 180. Okay, combine like terms. Get a by itself. Let's see here. 62. So let's see here. 162 divided by 12. Maybe we should double check with the calculator on this one. I'm getting 13.5. Not the nicest, neatest number to work with, but again, if you got a calculator, you can figure this out pretty quick. So then take 5a plus 30, 5 times 13.5 plus 30. There's the measure of our first angle. So let's see here. I know 5 times 12 is 60. And 1.5 times 5 would be 7.5. So this is 67.5. Plus 30, that's 97.5. Now, here's a quick shortcut. If you don't want to plug the 13.5 back in here, you can just say, hey, they both got to add up to 180 degrees. So take 180 minus the 97.5 you just got. Now, this only works if you've got just 2 degree measures here. All right, so 0.5, 2, 82.5 degrees. Okay, hopefully that's making sense so far. Oh, here's an interesting one. I'm not going to go through this whole one. I want you to do this on the homework. But if there's a little box here, you recognize that as 90 degrees, right? So if this whole angle is 90 degrees, then that means that this whole angle is 90 degrees. So these don't add up to 180. I'll leave you to figure out what they add up to. This one looks like a bit of a beast. Let's check it out. So this box is sort of like our saving grace right now. It tells us exactly what to do. We've got two different variables. In fact, I might just solve for the variables on this example just for time purposes. But the idea is, if this is a 90-degree angle, then that means that all three of these terms that contain an expression of E, they add up to 90. So this one plus this one plus this one all add up to 90 degrees. So let's just focus on that to start with. The E's will add up to 35. This would be 40 minus 10, 30. All right, so I'm going to subtract 30 from both sides. Divide by 35. And this should be 12 over 7. A really awkward number. It should be 1 5/7 or like 1.71-ish. Okay? We'll just leave it at that. I'm not going to actually figure out what these degree measures are because I give myself a 15-minute time limit on these videos. If this is 90 degrees, then that means that this is also a 90-degree angle, which means that 7D minus 14 plus 2D plus 24 adds up to 90 degrees. So pretty basic, exactly like the previous example up here. You can still see it. So 9D equals 80. It's so close to 81 divided by 9. 81 divided by 9 is 9. So it's 1/9 away from 81 divided by 9. All right, good thing I did that example because these would have been super messy to find out all the degree measures. Okay, the last one I'm going to show you guys is something that looks like this. We've got two angles or two lines that are intersecting, creating 4 different angles. 1, 2, 3, 4. Here's the thing. If the angles are side by side, like these two angles are side by side. They're supplementary. They add up to 180. However, if they're across from each other, like these two are, or like these two are, they're called vertical angles, which means they're equal to each other. So, these are vertical angles. They are equal to each other in degree, measure, and value. So you set them equal to each other. 8x minus 10 degrees equals 5x plus 35 degrees. All right, get x by itself. Add the 10 over here. Now, if I get rid of a constant on the left, I want to get rid of the x on the right. So you get 3x equals 45. Divide by 3. X equals 15. Plug it back into here to figure out what the degree measure is. So 15 times 8 is 120 minus 10 is 110 degrees. And if this is across from it, and we said that they're equal to, then you know that this one is also 110 degrees. There's no need to plug it back in. All right, check out the assignment on Google Classroom. Hopefully this was helpful.